Yes, we've arrived. Welcome in. It's the PHNX Cardinals Podcast. Uniform unveil post-game show. Johnny Venerable, Bo Brock live, PHNX headquarters in downtown Phoenix. We just left the Van Buren, not the Van Buren brothers, the Van Buren in downtown Phoenix. And we saw up close the new uniforms, as have you, for the Arizona Cardinals. Initial thoughts and reactions, Bo Brock.
I think it's an upgrade.
Yeah.
I think it's an instant upgrade. You know, obviously they weren't working with much, but I'm surprised to see how polarizing these uniforms are right now on social media. Is it? I guess it's like, yeah, you're really shocked you open up Twitter and people hate something.
Yeah.
No, but I haven't seen like more people love it than hate it. Like I'll tell you, like definitively, I think that these are great uniforms.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would say the white are my favorite. When you see the white in person, and then like if you've followed this team for some time, they harken back to the white uniforms of the 70s and the 80s. From the St. Louis Cardinals, white pants, white jersey. They're incredibly clean looking. I think they're going to look great on the road. Think about the Cardinal road uniforms that they had before this. They were easily the worst road uniforms in the NFL. This now, I would put this top 5 road uniform, unbiased opinion, in the NFL. Talk to me about the red on red.
Yeah, the red on red, and we'll get some video, we'll get some pictures for you here, but throughout the show, Randy already chimed in with the super chat, and this is what I'm talking about. This is what Randy's saying: the middest mids ever to mid in existence. I should be used to this team letting me down. At least we have the Suns. The Suns in action right now, but no, I mean, as far as the red going, it is red on red, and we were discussing this on the way back. It's like there's not going to be any kind of shifting. It's not going to be like sometimes they decide to use the red jersey with the white pants. It seems like their home uniform is going to be red on red. We get a breakdown of it. It's got like the protect the nest on the back.
Yeah.
But they've got little silver. You got the.
Well, let's talk about what we got right. Because we had this for about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
The white helmet has little speckles of silver, and it's got silver face mask, right? So we had that pretty well sourced. The gray that they were kind of teasing, that we had been hearing, is like a grayish silver. So if somebody told you gray, it's basically gray. It's a silver. It's not a dominant color. And I think people are losing their shit because they're like, why isn't that yellow? I couldn't tell you. It looks good, though. And I think it looks good with the helmet. The red uniforms probably are I like them. Right. I would buy the jersey. They're probably my least favorite of the 3. I would probably go white, black, red. But the red is such a much better red. It's like the red Solo Cup. It pops red in person. Whereas you can even see it. We're going to have to change our graphics. We talked about this. Like the red that we have for the banner of our show in the intro. That's the Shane. Could you pull up the thumbnail for the show real quick? Am I going to get cut off here? He's pulling this up. I just want to show you the distinct difference in the Cardinals' old red to now what they have. And I look at this for a second. That's legitimate difference in the red. I think that looks so much better. I never liked the muted red. I like the pop of bright color. I know people are reaching and they're saying, we could have used the state flag, and I'm with you. I would have incorporated a state flag, but I think they look way better than before. It's not even it's like you can say you don't love these, but no one can say they're worse than the current uniforms that they already had.
Previous uniforms,
yeah, previous
right?
uniforms.
Yeah, no, I agree. The size of the Arizona was something that I saw earlier today. Cards need new uniforms. Instagram account put that out. It was kind of the difference between some of the concepts that were pretty spot on to what these uniforms turned out to be. I was kind of surprised to see the text on the front of the home jerseys be that large.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably going to have some getting used to. You don't necessarily see that in football uniforms. You see it kind of a little bit smaller, but to have the Arizona across the chest, and I guess that they feel like substituting Arizona for Cardinals, that's where you're going to have more like your state pride, where you're from. But look, I do believe that these are upgrades to the previous uniform.
Yeah.
I don't know why. And with the opportunity, if you want to tweak it going forward, they made them pretty straightforward. There isn't a
you
whole
can
lot
add
of
aesthetics to them.
Yeah, you can add aesthetics. You can add whatever you want going forward. But they got rid of the piping, and that's the biggest part to me.
Yeah, and I think the black on black, a lot of people think it probably their favorite on Twitter that I've seen consensus, and listen, you can't get away. They took some Ohio State influences. Let's just call it that. These are heavily inspired by the Ohio State Buckeyes, which, listen, doesn't bother me. They've got some piping on the pants for the road pants. I don't think, we'll have to check here in a sec. We've got some video we're going to pull up here. I don't think the red on red has any. Let's look at the video now. This is from the uniform unveil. So you can see there the white has white piping, but it's subtle, and it looks like real football piping. And then you've got...
This is elite, though. This uniform is elite.
It's one of the best in the NFL. You see it in person. You like streaking down Hollywood Brown for a touchdown on the road, white on white with a white helmet. It's unbeatable. It looks fucking awesome in person. You guys just have to take my word on it. The black on black bow, I think, looks as good as it did last year, if not better, because producer Shane really likes it. Now you can see there a little bit more distinguished piping down the leg, but not on the jersey, which it had to go. That had to be thrown in the dumpster. And then, of course, Hollywood Brown and Kyler Murray both rocking the red.
Yeah, and do you think the red was to try to get them a little bit away from the Ohio being just a complete carbon copy of Ohio State?
I don't know, but you can tell the red is a different shade of red, too.
Right.
It's not even close to the same muted red. These are so much better, guys. Like, we will be honest. We're always honest and objective with you. The old uniforms, put them away forever, burn them with fire. These are fantastic. It was great when Kyler Murray came out, too, because we didn't know if he was going to be there or not. Came out, huge applause, and I like the white lettering with like no bullshit like text around it, or I should say like embroidered outline around it. It's just white, red, black. Those are your colors with a little bit of gray or silver, which is on the face mask. That's it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind them. And as you pointed out, there's a little bit of, as far as the white pants go.
Yeah.
It would be tough to swap those in with the red jerseys. I'd like to see that something come down the line, because when I think of Cardinals uniforms, the red tops with the white bottoms, but it looks like they're across the board. It's white on white, it's black on black, it's red on red.
Yeah.
But look, as far as the Cardinals, and you say they can't screw this up, I don't think that they did.
No.
Did they play it safe? Sure. But to sit there and just trash these, especially coming from where they did, I think that this was one of the few dubs of the offseason.
If they, just hindsight, like, go back. If they would have just ran these out last year unannounced, and you would have turned on your television and saw these, you've been like, wow, Cardinals changed their uniforms. These look way better. They've cleaned these up. But I think we've all built this up in our mind of like, the fans have done the best work. They've done mock-ups. It's been fantastic. But there's no real consensus. Not everybody loves everything. This is a safe approach. I think these are going to age well. To Bo's point, you can add stuff. You could add the state flag. You could add a patch of the state flag. But they were never going to go a hard right. Because you can make an argument that 2004 uniforms, they were very like early 2000s millennial, and a lot of teams pivoted, and the Cardinals did. So now they've gone back to the drawing board, and they said to themselves, like, they showed a video of Michael Bidwell, and basically he was like, I heard all your criticisms, and he probably would have kept the old uniforms had people not, complained about how bad they were. So now it's just like, you can rock this uniform, you can rock this jersey, I think, with much more immense pride than the prior, because of how clean it is, cut straightforward. And I'm not sure there was going to be a uniform that was unveiled tonight that would have made everybody happy.
Right. No doubt about it. Especially since, the Twitter app exists, and you can't please everybody. But when the merging of current concepts and past concepts, an organization, you can crush all you want, but it hasn't won a Super Bowl in its lifetime.
Yeah.
But it's been around forever, right? You've got some history there, and I think you have to appreciate the nods to Cardinals past and bringing in a new Cardinals future.
Yeah. Marcus Hatcher, $1.99 super chat. Homering is hard tonight. My man Marcus, you must be new here. We've been talking about uniforms for 2.5 years. I gave everybody pre-warning it was going to be hard to disappoint me tonight. Like, I would have come out and said if they're bad, but we saw these up close and personal, and if they look like shit, I would tell you if they look like shit.
I'll tell you what, the red on our lower third already looks bad to me. Like, I already don't like it.
Right.
Because I want to replace the red.
Because it's a different red. It's like my shirt. I want to just, take my shirt off and throw it in the fire, but then everybody would throw up. So we don't want to do that.
I was not high on these on our way back. Looking at them again, they'll grow on you. I think they'll look so much better on camera as well.
Yeah. On NFL players, they look good. And I think they're going to look good fans that just want to rock a cool jersey. And I also know they're going to be on sale tomorrow at the team store.
Yeah. Yep. Are you going down and getting one?
Probably
Making the
not.
drive from Maricopa?
No, that's a long haul to
You
Glendale.
can order one at 9 p.m.
I only
tonight.
drive to Glendale when I want to go to BetMGM Sportsbook, but that's
right.
another conversation. More super chats. You guys are fantastic. Jalen Blair, friend of the program. Home jerseys could be better with the same lettering on the arms and yellow piping on the pants to add some contrast. It's just a lot of red. 100%. Don't disagree with that at all. I think the one that you got to get used to the most is probably the red.
No, and when you see it with the white helmet on, it'll probably take away from all the red that you see.
Yeah.
Right? It'll kind of take it down a notch. But no, I agree with that. I mean, they do kind of look like a red popsicle out there. Hector chiming in, $5 super chat. Black and white look good. The Arizona in the red is too big. Gives U of A vibes. Not digging the red as much. The lettering is very similar to what the University of Arizona has. I do get some of those vibes. They did have kind of a cherry bomb uniform as well a couple of years ago before they kind of went to throwback uniforms. I can see that. And if you're a big Sun Devil fan, that might be a little tough to take. But now you can integrate the red into your I guess wardrobe without supporting U of A.
Yeah, it's interesting. We support both. I support both schools as a non-graduate of either. Randy, super chat. Thank you so much. $5. They're better. I'll concede that for sure. Bidwell ate that money for Cliff. Had to budget shop at the dollar store for the uniforms. Times are tough. You sound like our head of content vice president, Mr. Gregory Esposito.
That's right.
Who came out and called the Cardinals blood red jerseys Walmart jerseys. And listen, I think that there are some things that they could have added, but there are some ways that they could have really fudged this up. And they found a middle ground that plays it safe. No, these are playing it safe. We talked about it on our pre-show. You're just trying to hit a double out there. It was going to be hard for them to hit a home run. We'd love to hear from you guys in the chat of what you wish that maybe they didn't incorporate that they should have.
Right.
I know the state flag's popular, a little bit of yellow, but it's like I heard from people about a month ago when we thought we were getting yellow that said, no, don't add yellow. So it's hard. There's so many different segments of what people like, and it's their own personal preference.
It is interesting that they emphasize yellow throughout the offseason in different texts.
It is,
whether
isn't
it was
it?
at the league meetings or if you see anything NFL draft, and you still just have the most yellows just on the bird's beak. But to use your baseball analogy, if you look at the home uniform, the red on red,
Yeah.
I think you could say that's a single,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Just a single. Black's probably a double. The white,
It's a
no
home
doubt
run.
about it, hit it out of the park.
It's a home run.
Yeah.
I like the white away uniforms are so bad that they had before this announcement. They were, I think, unbuyable. Like you could, like if somebody tried to give me that jersey of Kyler Murray,
I
number
feel
one,
bad like J.J. Watt had to play his final game in those uniforms.
they're so bad. And then you tried out this, and it's white on white with piping with the white helmet. It's so much better. And I think your baseball analogy is on point. I think it's fantastic. I'll shill to the cow. I will purchase a white jersey easily within the next calendar year. I just, we don't have many players to pick from currently.
Right.
So,
Well, I mean, they did have, as far as the star power out there tonight.
yeah.
You had Jonathan Gannon go out there and field questions from the audience. He had some fun. He had some oddball moments, right? With his suit jacket got caught on the seat or something, right? But he had some good answers on everything. Somebody was yelling, "Hey, show us the uniforms." He's like, "We're going to show you. We'll show you in September." I thought that was fun. He had some good comments about Kyler Murray, called Kyler Murray a killer.
Yeah.
How he describes him to people who ask about the quarterback, which is great. So some quotes from JG, and then you're able to actually parade out. Sure, there's no D-Hop. There's no Budda Baker. I think everybody would have loved to see Budda Baker come out and have a Wolf on Wall Street moment where he says, "I'm not fucking going anywhere."
Yeah.
But we didn't have it. That's because it's a negotiation that's currently going on behind the scenes with this organization and its front office and one of its star players. No D-Hop. He was actually doing a different, actual real fashion show last night in L.A. But you had, DJ Humphries. You have Kyler Murray. You have James Conner, who's a great ambassador for the Cardinals. Hollywood Brown.
How many
and
did I
some
get?
Youngsters.
How many did I get on my bingo card? I said 5. I said Humphreys. I said Hollywood Brown. I got those 2 right. I said James Conner.
Zaven.
I said Zaven, but then I said Ertz. Didn't have Ertz, but Kyler Murray being there, shocker to me. It was a shock. Myzay Sanders, Cameron Thomas, just shows you what the new front office and the staff think of them. It was a good mix of guys that I think are going to be here for another year, and some guys that they're hoping to build their future around. I think a safe uniform purchase within the next 18 to 24 months, if you're into it, is probably, what would you say, the safest one? I was gonna say something that I'm gonna scale back on it.
Okay.
You think Hollywood Brown gets an extension from this team?
I don't know, but he's doing everything.
I
he
think so
can
too.
To put himself in the good graces. But Hollywood Brown has always been a model employee.
Other than when he sped on the way to. Yeah. No Isaiah Simmons there either. To read of that what you will. Zaven Collins is probably a really safe choice. Zaven Collins is a huge man, and he's got a huge personality, and I think he's going to flourish under Jonathan Gannon. Jalen Thompson also there. Maybe not a good sign for the safety room. Is Jalen the last man standing?
Yeah, Jalen's working out with Budda Baker this offseason.
Yeah.
They're in great shape, but Jalen Thompson's got to be. Jalen Thompson, was he there tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a good sign.
It's all blur.
This comment, yeah, really. This comment, and I think it might be the most important part of the evening.
Yeah.
We picked up on this early in the night from Cole, and officially killing the Bird City hashtag is a gigantic W. So I want everybody, if you're drinking anything tonight, whatever it may be, just hold it up and maybe pour some out for the short-lived, horrendous, maybe worse than the NFL, worse than a 4-13 season, Bird City football campaign. May it rest in peace. May it burn in hell.
Bird Gang football.
Thank God. It's hashtag Bird Gang again.
They put it on the fucking uniform. They put Bird. They said, no, Philadelphia, this is our hashtag. We put it on our uniform. Bird Gang is back with a thunderous return. It was like, we walked in there and it was like, bam, hashtag Bird Gang. Bird City football.
How do we get? We got a thumbs down. How do we get a thumbs down on the biggest dub of this entire night? The fact that Bird City football is done.
I think they thumbs down Josh Rosen, if I'm being honest.
Okay. Hey, our guy Grinzone 480. He's hitting that blunt for Bird City. Hell yeah, brother. Hope it's an OG's blunt. Because we love our friends at OG's.
Doesn't dabble in blunts.
Do they not? They just do gummies.
Unless you're just rolling gummies in rolling paper, which I don't suggest.
Agent 47.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Saul's playing piano in the back. It is 420. We're excited because
I'm not done.
You're not?
No.
What do you have to say?
I think whoever created Bird City football, I hope they lost their job.
That's all.
And yeah, that was the biggest misstep of all the missteps in 2022 was Bird City football. And the fact that it is gone. Yes, it is Saul. He's on the porcelain keys there, the piano.
Bo, you know what you're doing right now?
Ryan Henney, Bird City is the right way we remember Steve Keim. Yeah, Steve Keim's parting gift was Bird City.
You know what you're doing right now, Bo?
What's that?
You're taking a bunch of
shots. Explosives.
Hey, Gannon was the most entertaining person there, with all due respect to everybody else there, was the most entertaining person on that stage tonight. Take that what you will. Michael Dumpson, $1.99 super chat. Love him. When can I order? And I can rep it in Tampa. You can order tomorrow. I think they become available online, team store.
Tonight they become available.
They become available online tonight.
30 minutes.
In 30 minutes, you can get them. So just hang out with us for another 30 minutes. We're going to keep Shane here all night and then go buy your jersey.
We got minutes it takes on these things.
I'm just getting started. But do we have any more footage from the event? Shane, anything else we got going from the event?
You are by far the worst.
Am I the neediest?
Okay, here let me open
PHNX?
up the let me peel back the curtain a little bit, chat. This man right before the show, I'm like, hey, do we want anything? And he's like, maybe just like a quick little snippet of what we got. I'm like, that's it. He's like, yeah, that's good. And then I play that. He's like, anything else?
Yeah. Do you have more?
Didn't he verbally assault you and say start the show?
Yeah, he called me a little boy.
Yeah,
a small boy.
He's tough.
Easy, no steroids. That crowd was dead. I mean, I'll echo that until like Kyler Murray came out, like the crowd was kind of just hanging out. Mm-hmm. And those were season ticket holders. So think of that what you will. We've heard a lot of people drop their season tickets, hopefully to come party with us at BetMGM Sportsbook on the Great Lawn this fall. But I think this is, you got to win your fan base back. And I think this is part of trying to win your fan base back. It was not just a layup just to go out there and try to do. It was a nice event that the Cardinals put on.
Did you get any up close shots of the helmet?
I tried to. If you check, I'm going to send this to Shane right now. See if he can flip it for me before he murders me off air. I got the side profile of the red uniform, and I'm pretty sure I got the helmet.
So the helmet,
up.
this is the way they describe the helmet. It's a redesigned helmet. White shell goes with a subtle silver sparkle from large Texas flakes, whichever, I don't know what those are. This is unbelievable who wrote this breakdown. It complements the new silver face mask that replaces the previous gray one. So it's going to be more silver. The helmet's front and rear bumpers feature rubberized 3D Cardinals word marks in red. Cardinals logo on each side of the helmet are now larger and updated with digital shading and metallic sheen. The white helmet accompanies the home and road uniforms, while black helmet is paired with the alternate black jersey uniform.
What's your least favorite part about these uniforms?
I just don't like the red on red. I don't want to lock into the red on red.
You don't like them?
No. I mean, it's third out of three. White's my number one seed, and then black. I think the black finally, like the uniform finally matches with the helmet.
I think they should wear the black at least 2 times at home. Do they do that? I mean,
I'm sure they'll play Thursday night games.
Yeah.
In black.
What are the rules for color rush and stuff? Are they just able to, like,
you're limited. I'm sure they'll play a preseason game in the black with the black helmet.
Is that their color rush? Is that what they're calling them, or is that just their alternate?
I think it's their alternate.
When they played
it's not their color rush.
When they played Thursday night football last year, and
yeah, it was
they beat New Orleans, it was all black.
Yeah.
When Marco
but
Wilson
do you
went
think
flying
they
in the end
unveil a
zone.
new one? Because somebody in the chat was bringing up maybe you do all gray. Maybe that's the yellow.
Yeah.
No, I think they could add an alternative uniform, but to me, it's like these black. They've embraced the black since they've unveiled them, and they've made them more prominent now.
It's a step in the right direction. Like if you talk about next steps, like a throwback, like the old '90s uniforms, or even before that, would be a nice little touch. Like you know how Philly's embracing like their throwbacks this year again.
I think that's your initial point. Is like this is a canvas now that you can layer onto it, and I know people don't want to hear that. They wanted to see brand new, innovative, modernized uniforms. The Cardinals have gone back to basics with these uniforms that I think will age better than obviously their predecessor, the former. But that doesn't mean that they can't tweak it over time. But I am surprised about the no state flag. If I had to give one critique, it would have been easy to slap the state flag somewhere on the red, the white, and the black.
It's a great point by Daniel in the chat saying fans ask for more, simplicity, and then they proceed to say boring. I mean, obviously you can't please everybody, but you've got to dial it back. People don't want a whole lot of noise on a uniform. We've seen that.
Yeah.
And they're not long for this world. There's not longevity in really noisy uniforms.
Edwin in the chat, I wish the red had the same shoulders as the black and the whites. I can't remember if there is striping on the side.
I don't understand the lack of continuity between the red and then the white and the black.
Yeah.
Like the white and the black seem like they're kind of like they mirror each other in a sense. And then you've got red, which is just kind of a wild card.
I think for people who are waiting for a complete gut job uniform, remodel, redesign, rebrand, I mean, I'm not saying this to be cute. It would take a different owner because these uniforms are very much paying homage to Michael Bidwell's, I think, late father, Bill Bidwell, and the uniforms that were repped by this franchise in the 60s and 70s and 80s. I think that they have taken that in combination with what they did a little bit in the 90s and made them more modern and getting back to what the Cardinals used to be. And I think you can unequivocally say this, that these uniforms and this color scheme, outside of the black, because a lot of teams have black, the white on white is Cardinal football. It looks like Cardinal football. And the red on red, I mean, nobody else is rocking that. And I think the only reason I'm sometimes hesitant with the black on black, as we can see here, is, Atlanta dominates that color scheme a lot. But you can see here some video I took. The piping down the leg, fantastic. Again, there's no piping on the jersey, which is an A+.
Video kind of makes me like the red or the black a lot.
Yeah, that was the point of it.
Did you get a
myself.
close one of congratulations.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, the white elite.
Yeah. That's an elite jersey.
And then so you get the continuity there, right?
Right.
You got the same type and style down the pant leg, and then the reds just different.
What would you say? Like the shoulder, shouldn't they have like white and then a silver in between?
The Adidas gloves to go with the Nike uniform.
I tried to zoom in on the helmet. I couldn't get the specs, but they're there.
I was wondering the same thing. Look,
they're there. You got to get
Adidas
real close.
Shoes too.
Do they have a deal with Adidas?
I don't think so.
the
I mean,
hell?
all NFL uniforms. There's Nike with the white. Nike was with the white uniform.
That is strange.
The red looks good. The red of the shade of color red. But yeah, that is a little odd that the stripes on the shoulder aren't there. Because the Ohio State stripes, when they wear red, are there.
Yeah.
I wonder why they left that out. Maybe they're leaving that open to incorporate a state flag at some point. Maybe they're leaving that open for an added piece that they haven't announced yet. Who knows?
Maybe a sponsorship.
Maybe a sponsorship. Who knows?
There were people asking for draft talk. There was a little soundbite from Jonathan Gannon tonight that said, as far as they receiving calls, Paul Calvisi asked him, are they receiving calls, trade offers for the 3rd overall pick? He said double digits.
Yeah, we've known. Teams have been calling them since March.
Schefter said at least 6.
They're trading the pick. And Gannon said, was emphatic. He made a comment that got a nice reaction from the crowd. I'm sure you guys heard it. It was like, we got some players that we really like that we want to get, that we will get. So I think that gives renewed confidence because there was always an uncertainty with Cliff Kingsbury. Like, did he really like the players Steve Keim drafted? You know, were they really content and happy with a Troy Nicholas once upon a time or Rondell Moore when, Sante Samuel Jr. goes ahead? Like, I do like that the Cardinals, and based on JG's comments, kind of feel like, well, we control our own destiny at 3. Right. So if we trade down from 3 and we go to 7 with the Vegas Raiders, we really like Tyree Wilson. We really like Christian Gonzalez. And I think this is going to be a very interesting 7 to 8 day period for this franchise when you talk about the potential parting of ways finally with DeAndre Hopkins getting some resolution there. You have the new uniforms now. What happens with Budda Baker? And then what happens with pick 3 and how much are you able to solidify your future from 2023 to 2024 if you're able to acquire additional picks, Bo?
Is it the red jersey that the top pick holds up at the draft?
100%. Yep.
Wish it was the white.
The white, too, was also, I think, their home and away jersey in the 70s. Like, that used to be the dominant jersey. And I wouldn't be surprised if that white jersey becomes like the black jersey for the Suns. What's that jersey called, Shane?
The Valley?
The Valley jersey.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll wear it. They could wear it at home. They could do whatever. They can mix and match that. That I think that could be the kind of the. Wait, excuse my body language. These unis are killing.
He said my language.
Language.
That was a Coach John G quote from tonight. It was straight from his mouth.
My eyes are bad.
People. He was asked, or how he describes Kyler Murray to other people, and he says, "Excuse my language. He's a killer." And I was taken back a little bit. When he was like, what did you need to excuse your language for? Killing, you know. He
very
complimentary.
He killed it he killed it on the mic, I can tell you that.
That was disgusting, what he said. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's so offensive.
Yeah.
I was offended.
I apologize if you have children listening that you had to hear me repeat what
this is probably the last time I'll be putting on this headset.
To say. So you're gonna get the white one.
I will, yeah.
Who are you getting?
It's too early. Maybe if they draft Will Anderson,
you're gonna go Kyler.
I have a K1 black jersey. I don't like to double up on jerseys. I like single digits. I don't want big. I'm not very big, so like
you are getting Isaiah Simmons.
I would love to get a Budda Baker jersey. How long can I rock that? You know what I mean? I'm not running out and making a purchase tomorrow. Matt Prater, maybe. Hollywood Brown's got 10, so that's no good. Number 2,
Hollywood.
Hollywood, I thought it was 10. Is he 2? Gotcha.
DeAndre Hopkins is 10.
Oh God, pour one out.
You just said you like single digits.
I do like single digits. I've separated myself from a lot of these players being on the team.
Is 7. 8 is retired. 8's like untouchable, right?
Yeah, because that was Larry Wilson's number. Okay. I'd love to see if they drafted Will Anderson, give him a single digit, just let him kick ass in a single digit. I'd rock.
They don't have any left.
Yeah, get one of these scrubs and give Will Anderson Jr. a single digit.
You got Zach Pascal 0.
I think it's a celebratory day. Whether you hate him, you love him, you like him. The franchise did something. They changed their uniforms. We never thought this day would come. That report about the NFLPA grades came out at the combine, and that was a horrendous report. And in light of all that, I just turned to Bo and Sham like, if they don't give two shits about the players and the equipment and everything, they're not getting new uniforms. Well, they've made some changes, thankfully, to the way they treat players and their families. We're hearing good things, and they changed the uniforms. Now, this has been a work in progress. This has to go under review for 18 to 24 months, it sounds like. But yeah, I would say these are going to be more aesthetically pleasing to watch on your television or in person come the fall.
It's a rare Cardinals offseason dub. I think the entire evening from Gannon speaking, giving us a couple nuggets about the draft, about Kyler Murray, about kind of the plan going forward and what he expects from his team, and then to the uniform unveiling and what they are. It's a win for the Arizona Cardinals tonight. So that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, it's exciting. Let's see, Shane, can we see the breakdown of the mannequins one more time as we put a bow on the uniform watch for the Arizona Cardinals in 2023? There's the black. Very much carbon copy of Ohio State Buckeyes. Looks fantastic. And now what I feel like after the black, the best uniforms in the NFL, an unbiased opinion from this talking head, the white uniform. They got Nikes right there. That looks unbelievable. That looks fantastic.
Someone
with the white helmet.
Point in the chat. What do you think about if they would have had yellow piping on the red jerseys?
I think people would have complained, because a lot of people didn't like yellow.
You know what? They probably would have looked like McDonald's jerseys. Zion?
But they could have gone like black or gray with that, right?
Why not go with a black, two black stripes and a gray stripe? Good question for Monty Ossenford, Jonathan Gannon tomorrow, Bo.
We are talking to Jonathan Gannon, Monty Ossenford. They're doing their pre-draft press conference tomorrow at noon. We'll have, of course, info coming from that presser. Follow at PHNX_Cardinals, at Bo Brock, Johnny Venerable. That's about it. PHNX Suns, what do you got, Shane?
It's like PHNX Sun Devils? You're pointing at yourself.
You can follow me on Twitter.
You can follow him on Twitter at
Shane
Shane Deef. He's the host of PHNX Bets Daily Podcast. He's also the host of PHNX Sun Devils.
Well,
how
is Randy with his five? How are you done when you say the white is sexy, the black is fine, the red needs work?
We love you, Randy. I think we want everybody to voice their opinion.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't love them, you don't love them. And this is all subjective. And I think at the end of the day, we can all agree
when you start
they're
to
better
see
than
them
the
on
old
the
ones.
field, they're going to look a lot better.
The old ones burn them with fire. We should have a bonfire in the heart of Phoenix with all your old Cardinal jerseys, circa 2004 to 2022, and we're going to burn them. I've got a Rosen jersey I'm going to incorporate, a Beanie Wells jersey I'm going to incorporate, probably Darryl Washington jersey, a liner jersey.
It'll be a fine send-off.
I buy a lot of bus jerseys.
We can do that, and it'll be great, and then nobody will go to Bird City's funeral.
R.I.P. Bird City. Welcome back, Bird Gang. Welcome back, taste and style, to the Arizona Cardinals uniform. For Bo Brock, Johnny Venerable. We'll see you tomorrow.